You can see the growth of the hair for those who have been following me. Keep it going too, man. It looked like I think I got that height that Cornell West, Dr. Cornell West has. A wonderful brother that I follow. Yeah. Anyhow, how y'all doing out there, man? Thanks a lot for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And of course, this is Leo Isaiah Bridges. And I chose to make a video right now because I've been seeing things happen over and over again. It's been repetitious. Some things has been, in some cases, redundant. And I'm like, okay, well, being that I'm starting to recognize order and just how things happen on an everyday, excuse me, a day-to-day basis or whatnot, I said, wow, okay, this is how I like to move. I like to, you know, let things take time, and when I'm really sure of it, or I have enough uh, proof, and I could substantiate the claim to be reasonable, although it may seem plausible off the rip, depending on what it is that we can put out there. It's very imperative that we look to be rational. We look to be thorough. We look to be, in fact, I said that many times. And everything takes time. You have to patience. That's why that saying is patience is a virtue. So I'm digging that. I get that. I'm with that. Now, I want to say something. There are realms on this world. In this world, there are realms. Okay, and there may be times that, of course, everything is of the mind. Let me say that everything is of the mind. So what I'm saying and what I'm sharing here is to kind of help, hopefully, to recognize some things, to demystify some things, etc., etc. Now, there are realms in this world, and I'm noticing that uh, there is possibly an opposing. Undoubtedly there's an opposing force out here, right? Because they are forces, plural. So it's kind of hard to become fortified to know exactly where you stand. But I believe that you will know where you stand by the revelations throughout the duration of time. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Time encapsulates all things. You will find who you are. You will know who you are. Um, Although things could get quite complex, things could get kind of confusing, things could get ugly because you got people who are just so quick to pass judgment. You got people who they exercise extreme favoritism. Uh, there's lots of partiality going on out here amongst a lot of people, and I tell you this. That's why everything takes time, man. Time is surely of the essence, man. Man, I'm getting to see it and understand it and understand it more and more and more. Right? But let me continue. So you would know there's and due to the laws of duality, of course, there's opposing forces. But a lot of people want to give reasons for whatever indulgences. It is what it is. I just wish everybody all the best. In addition to myself here, however, I begin to recognize when certain things are in your area that they can two things. They can be sent to you by the creator, or they can be sent by way of manipulation and possession. Now I'm dealing with some kind of idea of sorcery here, a concept of sorcery. Because when it comes to these cow flies being around you, these gnats that'll come around, these fruit flies and things like that, or certain bugs, we have to know how to interpret that. When you're eating certain foods, you may get a bee that come around. You may get a fly that come around. And that can signify what? And this is crazy that I've just went ahead and used the bee and the fly, because there are many brothers and sisters out there who know the significance of a bee and the significance of a fly. When the fly is around, typically you're dealing with something that's unclean, and a bee normally tends to what? Flowers and nectar, which is of good nature, more so. Even though it has a stinger, as by way of self-defense or to be in defense when it's out there, in that insect world. And that's something that I can't wait that for us to start to learn and educate ourselves on. And I tell you, with the building of black institutions and African American institutions for us, by us, we're going to have a lot of movers and shakers coming in and out and through the hoods. We're going to change the whole trajectory of our lives and where we're going. I mean, because we've been seeing these things for so long, but due to the ways of the world and the things that's been impressionable upon us, that has been winning because of our ignorance. You even have a lot of elders that would tell you, me myself being in the 40 year bracket now, 42, and I've said to myself like, wow, man, I really messed up back then, and I don't down myself like that, but I recognized it. I said, damn, I instead of looking to go to a party or trying to be so cute and the waves and the this and the that, I should have dedicated much more time to the books and learning about nature and knowing how to identify trees and flowers and things that come from the creator, in addition to knowing thyself. However, we still have time today, undoubtedly. And I think this is also why it's important to push for the ref- reforming of the mind, body, and soul, which is why we have to become clean. Because, first of all, it's already a lot to take in. It comes with a lot of heartache, with the realization that we've missed out on so many years growing up, where we fell short of some things. But hey, look, we still here right now. You're here, you're tuning into this video. So yeah, you got life, I got life. So there's many things that we can implement today, and we can, uh, take a vow on, and with vows comes affirmations. Well, it should. I believe our vows and affirmations should kind of go hand in hand, because you make a vow and then the affirmations is like leading towards that uh, establishment, that establishing the goal of the vow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I noticed, let me get back to this now. I noticed that flies come around when things are unclean, and bees may come around, and then you have certain birds, and this is all coming from what? Being within of course, an area, a habitation, and within a habitation, you have what? Cohabitation, right? To which male and female elope. So does the mammal. So does you know, the birds and the bees. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So everything has a significant meaning. Um, I shared this with a sister the other day as we were waiting for a bus, but she noticed the dead bird right there on the street, and she said, those are God messengers, and they send messages through the birds and yada yada yada. I said, yeah. I said, you're right. That's sure enough true. Now I could be quite wrong, but correct me if I am. here in this regard, where I found out that pigeons, which I spoke about before, pigeons are also known as vermins, right? They are also known as vermins, Tra- disease transmitting birds, animals. In which case, if we look to get quite technical, there's many uh, there's many animals and insects in many ways that diseases can be transmitted. So basically, I think everything has the potentiality to be a disease transmitting animal, insect, yada yada yada. You dig me? But I study um, these pigeons by what I see, what they eat, how they, you know, just how they live, where they be, where I notice them, and I say, wow. If anybody who's been following me know that I spoke about this before, where I said I don't want to be in the habitation that got pigeons and these sparrows. With all due respect, because I know what it represents. Even the ancient Kemet, which is known as Egypt today, they knew that certain, you know, animals and insects and whatnot represented something out of the spiritual realm, to which they know, hey, look, we got to get this pest up out of here. Or it's something that we have to change within the area to keep it from coming. Sort of like, changing the environment will serve to be like a repellent in itself. When I say changing the environment, let's say for anyone who's living in an untidy home and it's not as clean, I guarantee you that when you start to clean your house, the whole house, and you're using good products to do so, not these toxic chemicals, trust me, you will start to notice the shift of energy in your house, and it will resonate through you, in you and through you. Trust me. The way we take our showers, things that we can use and infuse the water with. How many people know about getting that lime nice and soft, and then you slice it and you squeeze it into that? Remember back in the days? I wonder if anybody could remember taking a bath out of a bucket. You got a bucket of water, and then you got the bowl, and you're doing your thing. Who knows about that? Put it to practice, and then tell me what you start to reap from it. Infuse some nice oil, like essential oil, 100% organic. Put a little 1 to 2 drop up in there. A nice amount of water, in fact, it had to be a couple gallons, I would have to say. Let's say it's 3 gallons. Okay. I used to bathe out of a 5 gallon bucket water. I used to have it fill almost to the top. And I would squeeze the lime in there, sometimes even lemon and lime. And by using good soap, I love the African soap. Man, that's some good soap there. African black soap, not the kind of soaps that got all them ingredients and stuff in there. With all due respect, I just don't get with it. I try to bask in my naturality as much as I can. Hence, what you see up on my head here, okay, and that on my bed and whatnot, which I would love to see uh, more with the sisters. All right, so yeah, you know, the environment will change, and so I keep making my observations, and I'm saying, yo, this is not what I want to continue to be around, man. Like, and to try to change it seemingly insurmountable. Because, with all due respect, some people may say, hey, man, don't give up on your dream. It's not a matter of giving up on a dream. How can I be dreaming? With all due respect, I'm woke. You understand? Things could have been done. Listen, there are many elders out here who know more than I do, I'm sure. in the spiritual sense and spiritual matter and what's taking place upon the earth. Now, if they're not the ones uh, saying what I'm saying, feeling what I'm feeling, and revealing what I'm revealing, then what is this about? See, I don't like to. I tell you, I feel like in a way we kind of forced to play these games is, yo, go ahead, man. Continue to show yourself approved. All that shit sound cute. I don't deal with no type of flattery or whatever trying to put a battery in me or try to make me feel mushy. Nah, it may have some relevance, yes. But damn it, it's 2025 and I don't know. It's like I can't get it 100% real for people because I feel like there's a lot of jealousy and envy behind the motives of a lot of people out here. What got people so shook? What got people still continuing to deal with homosexuality when I made it plain already? What fucking source is that? And I still can't get no answers to my questions. We playing, man. I already said you can't put a seed in a seed and bear fruit. The seed represents man. Has to go into what? The earth. What the earth represents woman. How many times I gotta keep saying this? And that's just one instance right there. I can keep going down the line and breaking it down. We've been done in. I already said we've been done in. We've been lied to. We've been coerced. We've been victimized. To be dealing with these things is unnatural. We need to take a look at who done it onto us. Who are the administrators? Who are the perpetrators? And let's get to work lawfully before it get real ugly out here because I think that's exactly what they're waiting for. And with all due respect to my European family, I can see how through them battles that y'all also have with the spirits, y'all are more because y'all came a long way. I truly noticed. You got to do what you got to do to defend who yourselves. I get that. We all got that right, okay? But in the words of Dr. Laila Africa, God rest his soul, he did say that y'all median of exchange is violence. Now, that takes me to a place or a word, in fact, that is provocation. But y'all also have y'all tactics and ways of testing a person to see if they really of God, and I get it. I see it out there. So that's exactly why I don't deal with hate. I don't deal with colorism. Okay, I'm seeing the big picture. I'm seeing the whole picture. But I continue to ask myself, like, where is it that I must be falling short, or what is it that is it because I haven't gone through the armed forces? What is it? I mean, and it's not like I'm just looking for this answer by my white, my European brothers and sisters or whoever. You know what I mean? Because I walk with the Creator, man, and I'm seeking to get my answers through the Creator more than anyone else, more so. But I would still like to hear what people got to say because we're here on the human. We're here on this third dimensional plane. I mean, we're here. We could be on the fourth. We're gonna be on the fifth. However we look to put it. But we are still here. We are in the flesh. We can't negate the flesh. The flesh is here, but we also have a soul and spirit. Yes. All right. But it's like, Jesus Christ, man. I said many things. Even when I talk in public, I can hardly get any replies, and I'm like, damn, sheesh. I'm over here trying to not just talk about my experiences, but I'm trying to also help in any way that I can by giving word. Now I know I don't have a place to bring people on in and shelter and clothe and feed people um like that. You understand me? Then again, let me tell y'all how crazy this thing is. That there are some people that I know they look upon me and not all the time, but here and there, I can sense it and pick it up. Okay, I'm 42. With age comes wisdom, and there are some things that are just quite redundant. There are just some things that are simply just here. Yeah, it's like that. If you know what I mean. Some things goes without saying. So I know there's people who will look upon me, and let's say if I come with a chips or a juice or water or whatever, say, hey, would you like to have it? I've been turned down already, more than once. So these games that this government continue to play or whatever, talk about, yo, do some good deeds, go give somebody. I try to come with the word. It's like they rebuke me or they shun me sometimes, or they would just be silent. I get nothing. I get nothing back from that. Okay, that's that. Now I come with some. I may come with something or, hey, would you like to? No, no, no. I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm alright. And I'm talking for people who I know look out of it, below, like not below me, but not at all, not at all below me. But it's like, uh, they just look like they need some help in any kind of way. So, you know, sustenance wise, physical sustenance. So I would try to, give, and they would reject. So I'm like, I would be thinking to myself, like, yo, what is it that the creator must want? What is it that the people want? And of course, what is it that I want? I tell you, B, this shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. I got nothing to lie about. I got nothing to hide. I know there may be in some instances where you may look upon me and see the feminine energy by in many ways or by any means come through, which is resonance. That may also be with in you, okay? But don't think because you see that I got something to hide or I try to play. I don't kid around. I don't deal with no wicked shit like that. I said it on the YouTube and I said it out in public where people heard me, in which I've used discretion at the time, in which I always like to do. I make sure I try to be careful with the wordplay around children. But there are times in public where I said, yes, I saw porno. I pulled it up. But I'm not no fanatical. I'm not uh, no pervert. I'm not addicted or hooked to that shit. That was then. You see, I swear to you, man, there's a lot of hate going on. There's a lot of hate. It's like, it's jealousy and envy, and I can't stand it. I can't stand it, man. I cannot stand it, man. And then people got the nerve to talk about love. Shut up, man. But anyway, we got to change our habitation. We got a lot of realms here. We got a lot of realms here on this planet. There's more wickedness. There's more evil than good. I don't give a damn what anybody got to say. And through, I gotta give it up, man. Like, because I once said, as I still believe, that with the genetic makeup of some folks, they have a harder fight with those forces. So, and I know that you could also hear through my voice the, especially if you have an Lord have mercy. What's the name of that? It's like a phonic detector. Okay, and you're using the in which you can also use, it has decibels. You can read the decibels of the voice and whatnot. Especially if you were here in the flesh, this is something else. This is going into some deep science, quite for some. But you can pick up on the levels and you can hear how it's both working through me, the male and female. I got some work to do, and I know there's much more for me to not only aspire to, but to acquire and establish. But I feel through these spiritual realms that I'm getting denied, and I'm wondering as to why. It must be something that I'm missing out on. You as well, in which we all have our work to do and measure. But I say this as I close, and I've said it and I asked before. People want to give reasons for their indulgences and talk about we got to know how to have balance and yada yada yada. Well, no matter how you slice this, with all due respect, everything reverts back to the most melanated people. And being the more melanated you are, the more capacitance you have to bring heaven on earth or hell. So where is it that we're falling short? That we're still considerably, uh, we are lacking, huh? Especially in America, where we don't put up with so much. Even with our celebrities, they can't even go to the goddamn grocery store without somebody flashing pictures of them, or the gas station. They came out the hood. They came from hard times. Even Doctor, the great Baba Gregory, God rest his soul, he even said it. Most of the people in the world, come from the ghetto. He was talking about the celebrities and the stars. So they make it out of hard time to go into that Hollywood world to put forth their talents. To want, and that's what they got to go through. And I'm talking about our African American brothers and sisters, cause we still are all a collective family. So I mean, god damn. So let's get reason for indulgences, and this is what we got. The black man is supposed to have the biggest rod and staff. The woman are the most voluptuous, got the best glue, and this is what we got in 2025. Damn it, we can't even get it right ourselves. We don't even have much happy homes out there. Come on now, keep it real. We're still being exploited and we're still mixing our seeds, yet we don't gave birth unto all nations. And this is what we continue to reap in 2025. How heavy did I just get with you right there? What's up? It's some spiritual forces out here that's going to continue to mess with the affairs of who we are as an African family. I'm telling y'all, yeah, numbers do account for much. There are strength in numbers. That's exactly why the prevalence of wickedness is still continuing to rise. Dig me on that one. Come out of her, the Bible said, for those who want to read the Bible and follow the Bible. Come out of her. How many men is effeminized? Come out of her. We don't even know how to sit and talk anymore. Confide in one another. Have our own family therapy sessions. Back when we were young, I used to love playing school with my big sister who was acting as the teacher, made the breakfast for us, and we learning and going through the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and little math problems. And but it seems that somewhere where we start to take on the responsibilities of adulthood and grow up, all these perversions come out of nowhere, and now the prevalence of wickedness and also still many perversions and perverting is going on out here: debauchery, adultery, fornication. For what? Yo, man. I'm telling y'all, I wish the best for us. We think we're gonna change the hood. It's gonna take a lot to do that. Trust me. You know what it will be to talk to the creator to say, hey, I want to get rid of all these pigeons, sparrows, these rats, all these vermins, the raccoons, possums, and then we tell God, look, I want to have beautiful turtle doves. I want to have much more, many, many, many blue jays, cardinals, parrots. I want that to be in the habitation. Imagine us just chilling here. I'm making a video and the parrot come and kick it right here on my shoulder, or it lands right here, or a cardinal, and I'm showing you. Tell me how many of us marvel when we see a blue jay in the hood. Hear what I just said? You marvel when you see that because you know that's a sign from God. That's a beautiful bird. I'd rather see a cardinal right now or a nice, beautiful woodpecker than a goddamn pigeon. Some people gonna say, yo, you just can't talk about the hood like that. I'm not trying to down the hood. But damn it, we gotta make it out and we gotta make some changes and be around in a better environment. Cause this here is wicked. Much lawlessness. And for all these songs that talk about love, shirts and apparels that talk about love, this, that, and the third, this is it. Man, I tell you, whoever's the controller of them forces, you got it locked. I gotta say. Because who's continuing to win? The European people. And then the Asians and the Indians and the blacks. Come on now. Come on now. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Humbleness and humility is going to get us very far. Lastly, as I close here, how come the most melanated continue to live so degenerated? Thank you and have a beautiful day. Peace out to you.